What's up, my friend? Welcome back to the third and final Logic session breakdown for this Christmas album. I really hope you've enjoyed the previous two so far, and I just want to thank you for your support on the album so far. It really has been a passion project and something that I've worked at quite a lot these past few months, this whole year actually. And the fact that people are seem to be enjoying it, and some people are adding it to their playlists. I mean, there's nothing more I could ask for than that. So, if you haven't checked out the album yet, and you are maybe looking for some new not traditional, but like some classic sort of Christmas music to add to your records, I would love for you to check out the album whenever you have some time. It's called Festive Feeling, and it's on Spotify, all the major distributors. I hope you enjoy it. But for this session specifically, we're going to take a look at the title track, and the arrangement itself is actually more simple than some of the other tracks that we've taken a look at. So what I'll do is I'll play through the whole track as usual, and then we'll go through the arrangement, talk about the instrumentation and how I thought about putting it together. And of course, before we do that, if you want to check out my complete composing process from start to finish, see how I not just compose, but also arrange and orchestrate, and also mix and master my music to get to a professional result and finally release it into the world, it's all covered in my free workshop called the Complete Composer's Framework, which you can find down below in the description. It's the first link there, and it's a gift for you to check, or a gift for you for watching this video today. It's really appreciated, and I hope you really find it useful and valuable. So with that being said, let's kind of dive into it. Again, I'll play through the whole track and then we'll break it down. Let's check it out.
The snow is falling, people are calling. I'd rather cozy up inside. But now I've got a flicker, it's turned into a shiver, a spark that cannot be denied. I've got that festive feeling, I can shake it. Suddenly I've got the urge to smile. Bring in the Christmas tree, go on a shopping spree. Yeah, I can't believe it's finally time to celebrate. I've got that festive feeling, I can't contain it. Nestle up, it's awfully cold outside. Let's start preparing, cause we're entertaining. Yeah, it's finally Christmas time. Season, there's always a reason why our favorite moments slip away. I won't let go of this special glow, cause it's my favorite holiday. I've got that festive feeling, I can shake it. Suddenly I've got the urge to smile. All of the lights are sparkling, coming closer, darling. I can't believe we're nearly done with everything. I've got that festive feeling, I can't contain it. Open up the door, they're just arrived. Those merry faces and their warm embraces. Yeah, it's finally Christmas, it's finally Christmas, it's finally Christmas time.
There we go. So it's actually a pretty short song. It's about like 2:30, I believe. And yeah, the way I tend to structure my songs, it really depends on the genre, actually. For these big band tunes, the way I'm sort of used to writing them is having two distinct sections. So having the A section and having a B section, which is sort of like a development section. And then I really like having shout choruses in there because it really allows the horns to kind of shine on their own without the vocal, and it's like a big climactic moment in the piece. And then I usually like to do a sort of a modulation as well. So for this one, I kind of follow that format. Let me just zoom in here a little bit. So we sort of have a little intro, As you heard, there was, the intro with the piano, with the strings, and then the piano comes in with just the voice. It's very, very sparse, very intimate. And then we suddenly go into this Broadway show two number. And again, that's basically just the rhythm section with a little bit of horns in there as well. I mean, the horns do this declamatory ba 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 ba, like that sort of show tune thing. But then the rest of it is really just drums and guitar for the A section. And actually, I really only have one A section here before I go into the shout chorus. Usually I might do an A section, then a B section, then another A and then a shout chorus, or I might do A, B, and then shout chorus. In this case, I just wanted to go straight into the shout chorus. So yes, I believe the shout chorus is like right here, around this area right here. So you can see the A section is actually pretty short. So let's kind of go from the end of this intro.
Cannot be denied.
Right? Then we wait for a few seconds, and then the drums lead us in. Tootsie horns. Now it really is just drums and guitar. A little bit of flute as well, and that's the straight ahead samples, light as a flutist library.
On a shopping spree, yeah, I can't believe it's finally time to celebrate. I've got that festive feeling, I can't contain it.
Now there's more trombones there, as well as strings here as well. So the second half, I wanted to bring in the strings to add a little bit of lushness to the sound.
On a shopping spree, yeah, I can't believe it's finally time to celebrate. I've got that festive.
With a choir as well. Little figure there descending, and then we start to warm up the mid-range as we start to head towards the end of this A section.
Christmas time, feeling I can't contain it. Cold outside. Let's start preparing, 'cause we're
more saxes, and then some kids choir, just to highlight me as well on It's Finally Christmas Time. Then with the shout chorus, so everyone playing, trombones, sax solo, saxes, and then everyone. Yeah, and so that's the shout chorus. It's pretty short, but it's basically just one instance of the A section, basically. One thing I didn't really talk about in the previous videos yet was sort of the panning, the way I staged the different horns. So I did already talk about sort of the plugins that I'm using there. I'm using the UAD Sound City plugin, which is really, really cool, just using the ensemble horns preset and setting it on reverb, and then sort of dialing in the mics to taste and dialing in the dry wet mix as well. But for the actual panning, I just went with a seating arrangement of having the saxes more to the left. So the bari, which is the lowest sax, all the way to the left. So the sax section sounds like this. Right, and then as we make our way up to the higher saxes, they kind of lean more towards the middle. So the first alto is just slightly left. Whereas the trombones are actually to the right. So the bass trombone, the lowest one, to the right the most, and then the other ones more towards the center. And then for the trumpets, it basically is more up the center. So trumpet 1, slightly to the left, trumpet 2, a bit more towards the center, trumpet 3, a bit to the right, trumpet 4, more to the right. So it sounds like this. Yeah, I mean, really you can seat it however you want. Like some people will do, I think, trombones and trumpets all to the right side and saxes on the left. And so that leaves a lot of room in the middle for the vocal. But I don't know. I kind of like a full-bodied horn section. So I like having the saxes to the left. And then as we go to the middle, we have the trumpets there. And then the trombones kind of take us to the right side. So it's sort of like a semicircle, if you will, formation. And I kind of really like how that is. And then after this, again, back to the low dynamic, low energy approach, piano and voice. Little harp plucks.
I won't let go of
Little
this
solo cello for
special
intimacy.
glow.
And now we start to build
'Cause
back
it's my
to the
favorite
fast stuff.
holiday. I've got that festive feeling. I can
And some
shake
string
it.
pits in there as well.
Suddenly I've got the urge
Right
to
there.
smile. All of
You can hear the
lights
strings
sparkling,
in there,
come
violins
closer,
down to the
darling.
cellos,
I can't believe we're
saxes,
nearly done with everything. I've got that festive
now brass.
feeling. I can't contain it.
Da, da,
Open
da.
up the
More
door, you're
syncopated
just
stuff.
arrived. Those merry faces and their warm embraces. Yeah, it's finally Christmas.
Trumpet, or sorry,
It's
trombones.
finally Christmas.
Together,
It's
and then
finally
everyone together.
Christmas time.
So maybe let's just hear that last section with just the band, just the horns.
Finally Christmas, it's finally Christmas, it's finally Christmas time.
Yeah, so the kids choir that we heard in Sleigh Bells, I basically just asked them to sing the "It's Finally Christmas Time" lines at the beginning, at the end of each of the A sections there. So here for the F major section, and then here at the very end of the song, just to double me a little bit there. So together, with me, it sounds like this,
It's finally Christmas time.
right? And then at the very end,
It's finally Christmas. It's finally Christmas. It's finally Christmas time.
so I think it just adds a bit more body and texture to the overall vocal sound. And I tried to pan the kids so that they, let me see if I can find them here. Yeah, so basically I had one take a bit to the left, one a bit to the right, and then a bit more to the left, another one more to the right. Oops. And then a final take just up the middle. Since I had an odd number of takes, I just decided to leave one up the middle for the very last "It's Finally Christmas Time" passage there. And that's it. And in terms of the processing, it's very, very similar to what I've done in like Sleigh Bells, for example. I have the Al Schmidt plugin again from Liebig Audio just for the overall mix. I have the Mix-Centric and Tone-Centric from Waves. Again, both great plugins, doing a little bit of processing each. Valhalla Room just to add a bit more reverb and depth overall. And then the Ozone plugin just to boost up the volume and do a little bit of final mastering. And then for the trumpets, the horns themselves, we have the Sound City plugin, Al Schmidt again, and then we have Valhalla Room, again for more depth. And similar for the kids as well. I just wanted to put them into the room a bit more rather than having them sound super, super close to the mic. So without the UAD plugin, it sounds a bit like this.
It's finally Christmas, it's finally Christmas,
If we put the plugin back in,
it's finally Christmas, it's finally Christmas.
right, you can tell that the kids actually sound further back. So that allows my lead vocal to stay up front a little bit more. And then the traditional voice vocal chain that I do for my voice is like voice denoiser from Isotope, tuning, Melodyne, and then we have the mouth declick, which is another great plugin. It just takes away the pops and clicks from your mouth. EQ, compressor, another compressor, RVox, de-esser, Greg Wells voice centric, Al Schmidt again, and then the Valhalla Room there. So that's pretty much it. Overall, I tried to keep it relatively sparse. This is still primarily a big band show tune. The strings in there are just to fill in the mid-range a bit and add a sense of lushness, but the strings are not really overtaking anything. The main role is still down to the rhythm section and the big band itself. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope that made sense. Again, you can let me know if you have any questions about the arrangement or the song. I'd love to hear. And of course, again, if you want to check out my full composing process, the way I orchestrate, the way I mix and master, basically go from start to finish when it comes to creating music, I'd love to give you access to my workshop, The Complete Composer's Framework. It's about 45 minutes long, really didactic, valuable training that you can check out anytime you like. So it's a gift for checking out this video today, and I really appreciate it. But otherwise, I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks again, and I'll see you very soon. Take care.